Good evening. The news summary for this Friday, 11th March. The heavy rains that fell from midday to until about 1 p.m., accompanied by thunder and lightning, disrupted the town center and its surroundings. The rising waters were particularly spectacular in many places, such as the Camion Hall and along Liberty House. Road traffic had to be interrupted, and some cars could be seen flooded up to the level of the license plates. In Corgat Estate, Montfleury, several houses were flooded. The inhabitants had to break certain parts of the gate of their house to release the water from their homes. Some inhabitants, having lived there for 40 years, say that this is the first time they have witnessed such a rise in the water level. It could be seen that the water generally came from the Washon River, which runs near those dwellings. Debris had to be removed from the river to facilitate the flow of water. The Seychelles Petroleum Company, CPEC, has expressed concern about the surge in the rates of fuel prices as a result of the Russian-Ukraine war. The acting chief executive officer of CPEC, Sarah Romet, says CPEC is monitoring the situation closely. With the current cargo price of $120 per barrel of motor gasoline, the retail price of the product on the pump this week is 22 rupees 12 cents per liter. Mrs. Romet says that CPEC has a secured stock of fuel products which has been purchased on lower prices in February and which will satisfy the needs of the country for the next 4 to 5 weeks.
The direct impacts are increases in commodity prices, including fuel. Right now at CPEC, the cargo that we are currently using is based on February prices. And February prices means that prices were cheaper than what they are currently now. Our next cargo is going to be one that is going to be used in April. So right now we are not going to change the price unless the foreign exchange rates change. Right now we will go with that current price until the beginning of April when we switch to a new cargo. The new cargo is going to be based on end of March prices globally. Now, if the prices stay where they are as of what they are now today, at today's price, we bought this current cargo on February prices, which was at $120 per barrel for motor gasoline. And today's price, what we've seen as yesterday's close of business, was at $151 per barrel. And this translates into just under 25 rupees at the pumps. So if today's price fails to go down, or it remains where it is, it means that we will see a significant increase at the pumps. And this is where we want to alert members of the public that if prices go even beyond that, if let's say we find that the price of motor gasoline is at $175 per barrel, we can see prices even reaching 27 rupees at the pumps. And if gas oil, the indications are that for next week we have our pricing, which is based on next week prices. Again, if prices don't fall below what they were yesterday, it means that we will have to bear the brunt of the higher prices, and prices for gas oil may also move up to 26 to 29 rupees.
From that tendency you are observing now, is it more likely that the price will remain the same or it will rise?
Well, what has given us some hope is that yesterday the prices went down. Prices were higher midweek. So the fact that it did go down means that there is some hope that there will be more fuel on the international market. We've seen the U.S. negotiating with the UAE, Saudi, Venezuela. And therefore, we feel that there could be more supply available on the global market. And if that happens, then I personally feel that prices will go down and this will be something good for Seychelles.
The Supreme Court has ordered the Anti-Corruption Commission to file a motion to suggest a timetable of when defense lawyers will receive relevant documents before they could plead. It has also ruled on the need for the Attorney General's office to disclose to the accused persons evidence against them. The orders concern both the case of the missing $50 million and illegal possession of arms and ammunition.
In court this morning, the lawyers and the accused have complained again that it is taking too long for them to receive documents that are evidence against them and the case is dragging too much. Chief Justice Ronnie Govindan will listen to arguments on the motion this coming Friday. Chief Justice Govindan has also ordered the Attorney General's office to disclose to the accused persons evidence against them in the case of illegal possession of arms before 4 p.m. today. Here again, defense lawyers have made the same complaint that they are not receiving the documents in reasonable time. The first 4 accused are remanded for a further 14 days. A 5th accused is already out on bail. They will be back in court on the 25th of this month.
The Institute of Agriculture and Horticulture awarded its best student for the year 2021. Emmanuel Changchu, who is also the Institute's ambassador, was awarded the Outstanding Learner for his good performance, attitude, commitment, and involvement in school life and the community. He has received the President's Cup and a laptop sponsored by the President's Office. Additionally, he will receive higher training through ANHRD. Emmanuel received his prizes during the graduation ceremony yesterday, along with 8 other students who also won prizes for their good performances. A delegation from the United Arab Emirates Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and the Ministry of Education this week was in the country on a one-day mission. The 5-member delegation met with the representatives of its counterpart in the Ministry of Education and at its headquarters in Montfleury. In a courtesy call on the Principal Secretaries, Miss Myrna Ilante and Mr. John L'Espérance, the delegation were appraised of the STEM program on the ground and exchanged ideas on how to support the development of the program locally. The delegation also held meetings with members of the STEM committee and afterward visited the Perseverance Primary School, where they interacted with students of the STEM club. The STEM program is being overseen by the Education Sector Development, whose Principal Secretary, Mr. L'Espérance, said that the first attempt to introduce STEM with the support of UNESCO failed, but they are now looking forward to the support of UAE to realize the project.
We've actually done some preliminary work with UNESCO, but really we've not been able, due to the pandemic and other things that happened, we could not really push ahead with the implementation of STEM. But the delegation of UAE actually contacted the Minister of Education and said, oh, we would like to come and support you, introduce STEM. So we say, why not? So today they've sent a big delegation, and together this morning we've explored ways and opportunities that exist. And so we expect UAE to come and work with us, alongside us, to give us support and to build the capacity of the teachers, possibly provide some resources to equip our school, and also look at the issue of connectivity, how best we can implement STEM virtually and as well as face-to-face. So that will help support the ministry in its endeavor to really integrate STEM education into our national curriculum.
That's the end of this news summary. Join me at 8 for the news bulletin in Creole. Until then, have a pleasant evening.